All right, this is live from Elanza TV News Online, and I'm Kifaz Mendoz Adam, your host on the program, Celebrity Gospel. And with me here,
Mr. Damz.
wow, Mr. Dams, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
How's been your day?
My day has been good and successful.
Wow,
Oh, glory to God.
that's awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Dam, what really inspired you into music?
Um, uh, Music has been my thing since from childhood. Let me say since from child's birth because
Wow,
it's more of an inheritance from my grandfather. So when growing up, I noticed I have a I'm sensitive to good and bad music. Let's say not really music, let's say sound.
wow,
Yeah. So as young as I was very sensitive to sound. So from that time, I knew I could do better, and then I can do music. So it's an inheritance. I found myself doing it.
That's automatically you're trying to say it. You have about 1, 2, 3 persons in your family who has been into singing expert.
My grandfather originated. He's a musician in their days. I'm talking about in the 1920s, 1930s.
Wow.
As that. 1920s, 1930s. Even though I grew up and I didn't find him alive, but I think I have access to some of his music instruments till this moment.
Wow. Are you trying to say you're using this local kind of instrument, or is it the foreign types? Of
I used to, when I was growing up, way back in 1999 to 2000, I used to play the local instrument. Even till today, I can play some of them. So when things changes, then I have to.
Now you're trying to say you can as well intertwine, like you can change when it comes to the local one, you do the foreign one.
Perfectly well.
That's awesome.
You call it Kabulu.
Okay.
I play Kabulu as well.
Okay, is that more reason why you name your studio
Kabulu Music
Studio?
Lab?
Okay,
so
okay, that's nice.
that was my first instrument.
Oh,
yeah.
Then again, what makes you feel, even when you're going into the music, you choose gospel himself? What makes you, or what inspired you more?
So let me say.
Sorry, you talked about your grandfather was into, sorry, he's a musical kind of person.
Yeah.
And I believe at that moment or at that era, he must be kind of this traditional kind of.
He was a traditionalist.
Okay.
He does traditional music, and I can't associate it to gospel. I don't know for now, but then I need to make more research. If not for the present situation in this country, I would have make more research, maybe traveling to the village and make more research. Since I'm wiser now, and then I'm older now.
Okay.
So what really, to your question, what really inspired me into music, gospel music? I grew up in the church. Not like my church boy. Not like my father is. My father is not a pastor, but I grew up. My father was ordained as a deacon in the Baptist church as way back in 1995. So automatically I was built in the church way. So I find church interesting, and I find the gospel interesting. Even though I have never attempted to do a secular music, but I find myself, okay, even the Bible says nature itself will tell you that this thing you're doing, you can distinguish between the bad and the good. Yeah. So I see gospel is a way of me expressing myself and then sharing the gospel to the people. So I choose that way. But notwithstanding, I'm a music producer. I produce even secular because my studio is a business center.
Okay.
Not a gospel center.
Okay. Now, are you trying to say, being you a gospel singer, I mean, you choose to be everything about is gospel.
Yes.
And now you mean when you have a client who is into secular, you can as well producing?
First of all, what is secular?
Secular is all about, if I'm to define secular is all about the totality way of life into the world himself.
Very good. Now, so let me get back to your question. When we're talking about gospel, we frame it down to Christianity. When we talk about gospel, we frame it down to Islamic. When we talk about gospel, we frame it down to different religion. Mm-hmm. If they want to tell you something, they will say they want to share the gospel of truth.
Oh, yeah.
Islam say gospel of truth. Hindu say gospel of truth. So when I say gospel, I'm down to Christianity. Okay, but then let me tell you something. If you are sick as a Christian, does that mean a Muslim man cannot treat you?
Not really.
Exactly. That's how my studio is. Oh, it's open for everybody.
That's cool. That's cool. And aside that, you've been into music and you choose to also be a producer. How are you able to compare the two? Or how are you, sorry, from the beginning you tell me, or you said how you were able to become a gospel singer.
Yeah.
And how were you able to become a producer?
Now, the thing is, when you have passion for something, regardless of the challenges around, you find your way through. Now, there's something about God. When God gives you an assignment, He will always provide a means for you to execute the assignment. Now, music production has been my passion, and I try as much as possible to create my own style of music, and people really, really love it. And it has been a very, very, very smooth journey for me. Singing as well, doing production. Now, I started as music producer. Let me just concentrate doing music, playing instrument and all of that. And then I got inspired. A lot of music I hear doesn't sit well with me, and I feel like, okay, I can do better. So that was what inspired me. Even though it may be a shock to you, I've tried so many times to learn music production from a lot of people, but they gave me deaf ears. So because I have the passion, God now opened the door for me somewhere in the NNPC. I had an orientation program, and as at then that year, they gave me 100,000. 100,000 is equivalent to almost 10 million now.
Wow.
Yes. So I went to the market and I bought computer, and I then put it in my one-room apartment, just one room. And then from there,
you were using your room as a studio also, and also your room at the same time.
Nobody believed in me.
Wow.
So I learned most of the things. It was a passion. So most of the things I learned in my room, not until I start meeting friends.
Yeah,
people,
and all that.
Meeting friends, people like Kobji, meeting people like Imadada, meeting Ebenezer, and some people. And then internet was just struggles. And so from there, I picked up learning from, if I see this guy walking, I'll pick what I want to pick, and then God helped me, and then I'm where I am today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, my viewers out there, don't tell you that we're going to go on a little short break, but we're going to come back in a jiffy. My viewers, welcome back to the studio. Once again, I'm here with the one and only Mr. Damz, the CEO of
Kavilu Music Lab, Kaduna, Nigeria.
Wow, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, there's a question I want to ask you again. Sorry, from being a gospel artist and a producer, who is your favorite artist entirely, as in the world in general?
In the world, general. When I started music production, I'm a big fan of R&B music. I listened then R&B and reggae music. I was a very, very good R&B producer. When it comes to, I listened to Casey, Casey and Juju. I listened to R. Kelly a lot. I listened to Lucky Dube. Wow. And then Peter Tosh.
Wow, what a combination.
Yeah, Peter Tosh. And then when it comes to Nigerian settings, I love traditional music. I listen to Fela music so well. Staplers and there are a lot of them. I'm not specific about one person, but most of them inspired me not with their song, but their sounds. Okay. So I'm more concerned about their sounds, not their songs.
No, so I come to understand that there are things about this. You were in love with those people because you actually wanted to get used to their sounds.
Yes.
And aside that, do you have a role model?
Musically?
Musical role model or mentor, whatever, from the musical expert and the production expert. It's as if you don't.
My role model in music and production as well, I would say, is James.
Wow.
He's an American R&B singer, gospel R&B singer. And then music production, where since I have not gone online to do all those research, I can't say this is my role model, but I always look up to a very good men in this industry, talking about Ebenezer and Shady Justin. They inspired me a lot when it comes to music production in Nigeria here.
Wow.
Yes.
That's nice.
So I to some extent, I still follow the likes of Wale Oni. Yes.
All right. Sorry again. What are your challenges in the music expert? Your challenges.
I see my challenges as inspiration for me to do better. So for now, I can't say this is my challenges, but then I really don't have challenges when it comes to, because when you understand your society, you understand your locality, you use your challenges as a stepping stone to rearrange yourself. So I see them as a basic techniques for me to learn. Wow. So I don't see them as challenges.
Okay. Yes. Now back to the production aspect.
Yes, sir.
I know you usually have a client.
Yes.
And many times, probably you might have one or two things that come in between the two of you, little conflicts.
Yeah.
Or probably that at times again you might enjoy or you might like him. So at this point, do you usually have a challenges with your client when it comes to production?
I have a lot of challenges when it comes to production with artists. Now, not money-wise. Oh. Not money-wise. I have never had issues in my entire life of music production. I've never had issues with any artist concerning money. Maybe... no, I have not. Wow. So when you want to do these things, you have a standard. You put up the standards, and when the artist doesn't go with your standard, it's very easy, Baba.
You don't
do or you don't want to do, just go, so that we avoid the future this thing. So my major challenges is I feel there are some artists that comes to the studio and then they are not really called to do this music. Artists need to understand I am called to write songs.
Okay. You're trying to say there are people who are being called to just write.
They are not called
singers.
To sing.
Yeah, okay.
They are good in writing.
Okay.
But in this part of the country, or let's say in Africa, someone who writes will want to sing.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, he has good lyrics, but the song is messed.
Of course.
So I had let me give you a story, a very brief story. I had the challenge. I had an issue with an artist that came all the way from Ghana.
Wow.
The guy is a very good writer and he has money. So when this guy came, he flew all the way from Ghana to Nigeria to come and work with me.
To work with you?
Yes.
All the way from Ghana?
All the way from Ghana to work with me. So when this guy came, he played his previous songs and I listened. I said, who did this job for you? He said, one of guys in the Ghana, and he played with Nachi. And I told him, sir, and you came to do work with me here? He said, yes. He has heard my jobs on the line. I said, please, I don't want to waste your time. You are not a singer. Because what I'm hearing now, your voice is like this and the instrument is like this. I don't want to waste your time. Please, can you be able to do more of writing and sell your songs than wasting money in the studio?
Wow.
And he was like, nobody in his entire life has told him this truth. And I said, let me give it a try. We tried for over an hour in the studio. He always sing off key.
Wow.
But his lyrics are good.
Are you trying to tell me, even with the fact that he flew all the way from Ghana to Nigeria
with his money,
and you know his money is going to give to you, you still had to tell him?
I gave him back his money. And I said, sir, I will not waste your time and waste my own time. You are not a singer.
I wish, seriously for this, I'm giving a kudos.
Thank you, sir.
Do you know one thing? Because I knew of a situation whereby not even being a producer, let's assume whatever you're doing, and somebody just came like, okay, like, whatever you're doing, somebody just came and said, okay, fine. Or just come to you and say, fine, sorry, I want you to do this work for me. And you discover the person is not good in doing that thing. And some they will not tell because they needed that money. They will do this thing in order to get the money. But for you to tell this person is another different thing entirely about you.
So I am protecting my integrity when it comes to music.
Of course, because definitely people are going to ask him who produces.
Exactly. You. So this is the end of the story now. When I told this guy stood for like 10 minutes and he began to cry. He has spent more than enough that you can think of in music and nobody has told him the truth. So when I refund the money to him, I think as at then, that was 2014. 2014. When I refund the money to him, the money should be around 300,000 or so.
Wow.
He now said, please and please, he's giving me this money from his heart for telling him the truth. He's not receiving any dime. He refunded the money to me. And I said, thank you. And as I'm talking to you right now, we are still in communication with the guy. The guy doesn't sing, but he gives people songs and he makes money from it. I can mention how many artists, top names artists in Ghana that he has given them songs. But I wouldn't want to mention.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to mention.
Wow. Now, from the money he gave to you, I don't mind if I can have little for me too.
2014.
Anyway, still. Seriously, at this point, I feel probably, like things like this, have you ever been to a program where you feel you're not welcome, or probably from the audience, you feel demoralized?
Yeah, several times. In fact, even last year, December, it happens to me in Abuja.
How do you feel?
So when I got off stage, and then the way they paid for my logistics, they paid for everything. But the way they were behaving in that event, I was like, for real? When I got off stage, I become so empty. I couldn't do anything. Even from then, they knew. So what I did was I dropped the mic.
Straight up.
Straight up. I dropped the mic. And I said they should call the next artist. The organizer came and met me. They were the one that were apologizing because they knew what was happening there. It's not something that I can say on this place. They knew what was happening. So I had to, my spirit wasn't connecting and all that.
At all.
So I just had
Several.
We have been to events with you. With you, not because you are interviewing, we have been to events with you, and you will have experiences like this.
Of course.
I wouldn't want to say what happened in Karu and all of that, you know.
Of course.
So,
of course. Then, sir, and how do you feel when you meet the program and you discover the audience, or the crowd, should I say, they were moved with your administration? How do you feel?
I feel fulfilled. I feel fulfilled when I do something and the audience are really okay with it. I feel very, very fulfilled because I feel this is what I was called to do. I don't want just to give you that moment of excitement. I want to give you that excitement that will last you for the next 10 years. So that's how I feel. I feel so good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But have you been, okay, fine, I'm asking you now. Have you been to any program you feel, or do you have any program in your mind or in your entire life that you feel the best for you? Administration that have been, or probably invitees, or in an invitation that you have and you've been there and you feel, Kai, from all your invitation or from all your administration, this is the best administration you have?
Most of my event that I've gone to, and I'll tell you I have the best time, is most of the event that you have the most little congregation ever. Little congregation. I've been to event that have more than 10,000, over 100,000 people in attendance.
Sure.
But then the excitement and all of that, but I don't really feel it. But I know I did my best. But you see this small gathering,
yeah,
I think I have the best moments ever.
Wow.
You understand? Now, it happens to me in Niger Republic. One year like that, I went to Niger. I can't remember. I've forgotten the year. I was expecting a larger congregation since they are inviting
me. You're living
Nigeria to Niger.
What do you expect?
So when I got there and I saw the congregation, and then I was moved because these people needed the gospel. I did all I could, and it was amazing. And I wasn't even thinking about the pay. And when they gave me the pay, I was like, this is the people that gave me this pay. No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Do you know, there are some of our artists today, when they've been invited to a particular program and they discover the number of the people there are not much, within themselves, they feel discouraged. And the administration from them, their expectation is for them to see the people, the numbers of the persons in the church.
They are not gospel artists.
That's what I'm trying to ask you. What would you call such kind of people?
They are not gospel artists.
Wow.
I can beat my chest and tell you, if you go to an event and you see 10 to 15, 20 people, and then you feel discouraged, then you are not called for the gospel. Wow. You just went there for entertainment. You can quote me anywhere. Post this anywhere.
Wow.
You can quote me anywhere.
Hello viewers, we're still going back to a little musical break. We're going to come back in a little jiffy. Welcome to Elanza TV News Online. I'm your host, Kefas Mendes, and I'm power excited to introduce to you our program titled The Gospel Celebrity. This platform brings you up close and personal with a plethora of gospel artists, including Friday Jibo, Palm Monday, Pastor Chuck Jokes, Ben Priest, Mr. Damz, El Joe, and many more. But that's not all. We also feature gospel comedians, respected clergymen of God, and tackle pressing issues that affect our nation today. So be sure to join us regularly on Elanza TV News Online for inspiring content and insightful discussion. I'm your host, Kefas Mendes Adamu, and I look forward to connect with you on Elanza TV News Online. I still remain your host. So don't forget, we air this program every Friday by 9 p.m. This is a program that impacts you and our nation today. Be with us on Elanza TV.
Elanza TV, know it as an unfold.
Welcome back to the studio. I'm still your host, Kefas Mendes Adamu, on the program, The Celebrity Gospel. And still with me here, and I have
Mr. Damz.
All right. Mr. Damz, we're discussing about when you've been invited to a particular church and you discover the little persons in the church. Within the heart of the artist, you feel discouraged. Now, at this point, you feel, what are the names you want to call such kind of people?
I call them, they are not gospel artists. They are not gospel artists. And one thing again, let me go direct to that question. If I go to an event and make me uncomfortable, the way they do things, there's this event I went to. I was just expecting, like, let me just come to the church and enter. And then when I arrived, and then the BB was waiting for me, and something was going on in the church inside while the concert was going on, and they stopped what was going on, and then the BB matched with me. I told the guy I was so offended with that. I was highly offended. That was an embarrassment for me. For me, I understand it's a honor, but I doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
So you stop what was going on in church, then you use BB with their band to walk me inside, and everybody with a standing ovation. I understand you respect me, but that was too much on me.
Sir, do you know this is what some of these people want, as in some of the some of the gospel artists, and not even the gospel artists, some of the pastors themselves.
I will never want
They
it.
really want to be recognized.
I will
get to a particular place.
I will never want it.
You as a person, you don't want it.
I will never want it.
Wow.
I will never change my mind on this.
I knew some of the pastors per se, when they be to church, mostly they don't go to church or they don't come to the arena when the program is about to start.
Till they are almost coming to say speak or sing.
Yeah, and probably, or you might discover it's when the church himself is being fooled.
You know better.
Sure.
You know better.
Sure, Damz. Sorry, Damz, at this point I want to ask you, if you're being, can you tell us the number of your songs? All your songs in your life?
I can't remember.
Sure, I know.
I can't remember.
But
if I sit down, I can be calling names of songs, and then songs I've released, songs I've abandoned, songs, a lot of songs.
All right, from the one you have, and do you have a favorite song?
All my songs are my favorite.
Wow.
All my songs.
Some persons will tell you, say, no, I love this song because it passes message on so things, or it does this, or it does that.
The thing is, I love all my songs, because for me to love all my songs, that means God gave me a really good song. So the moment I want to favorite this song, I discovered that if I listen to the other song, it still. But most times, my songs preach to me personally. When I talk about Wacharana, Miago, Yesu the Daddy, Lawipa, and a lot of them, they give me this expression that I need. So it's very, very difficult for me to say this is my favorite. This is my favorite. I don't have a favorite among all my songs, but every song is part of me.
From what I understand from me, your song is your storylines.
Exactly. That's just the word. Most of my songs are my storyline. Most of my songs, and then my daily activities, meeting things, and then singing things, and then expressing how God deals with me, and then how God lead me. So most of my songs are.
Well, in this case, I would say you are a unique person, because your songs it usually come with your storylines, probably from you or from other people around, like you said, from the community, not even the community.
Yes, the world at large.
In the world at large.
Yes,
that's nice. Now the thing is, you have a lot of fans, which I know.
Yes, sir.
And probably from even in Nigeria himself and outside Nigeria and all that. So me myself, I would have loved you to have one song you can as well sing it to your fans out there. This is the real Mr. Damz we're talking about.
Oh yeah, my song?
Yeah, any of your song you wish to sing, you can sing it 1, 2 seconds, 3 minutes, in seconds, it's okay.
Wazirabani da kaunariye sun ubana ayya. Wazirabani da kaunariye sun ubana ayya babu. Babu, ai gaskiya na ce babu. Babu, ayya, fancy, ayya, ayya, yes. Wait, let them answer it. Ayya, yes, the daddy, ayya. Okay, they are doing well. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Damz. Once again, I'm here with the CEO of
Kabulu Music Lab, Kaduna.
In case I know many of you used to hear the songs and you really don't know who this person is. And for those of you who have been opportune to know the person, or to know him in person, is a kudos to you. But in case you don't know him as a person, try all you could to get to meet him. He's a producer once again, and he does a lot of things. Also, he's a writer and he produces songs. So once again, it's a privilege having him here with us, and I believe from this you can link up with him. But meanwhile, before then, Mr. Damz, you have a way. Although, what are your handles?
Just type Mr. Damz. The Mr. is MR. Then the Damz is DAMZ. Some people put DAMS. Okay. No, DAMZ, Mr. Damz. All on my social media platform. You meet me there.
All right. So, Mr. Damz, at this point, I don't know, do you have 1 or 2 things to tell the young coming up artist and the producer himself or themselves?
All right. Number one, as an upcoming artist and a producer, know your calling. Be purposeful about your life. Number two, don't focus on money in as much as you need money. So let me tell you something. When I was growing in music, it has been in me. Money has never been. So that's where passion comes in. When you have passion, you never even think of money.
Yeah.
You just want to do this. So at the end of the day, money comes. You understand? It's not as if I have money yet, but I am really, really, really thankful to the Most High because I am focused, and then it has been my thing. So be focused. Know what you want. You are supposed to be a carpenter, but you want to be a producer. You will suffer. You are supposed to be a photographer or videographer, but you want to be a sound engineer. You will suffer. Understand your calling, understand your purpose, and you'll do better. I have friends that does music production. Yes, they do video editing, and then they do photo editing. They are very good because this is part of their life. And I have friends that do only music production. Just like me, I do only music production. I don't do anything outside music production.
Yeah.
I don't do then sound engineering, then music consultancy and all of that. But eventually, if I want to go into something like video editing, I'll mess up my life because I was not called to do that.
Sure.
So just understand your calling, be purposeful. A lot of music producers want to be music producers today, but they are not called for the music production because they see people, they hype Mr. Damz, people, they hype this guy, and me too, they hype me. You will flop. It's beyond hyping. People go hype you. That hype now go kill you. I'm serious. Wow. We've seen a lot of them like that.
Now the thing is, Mr. Damz, I discovered from this is as if you are a teacher of music.
Yeah, I am.
And there's a poster I've seen recently.
Yes.
It's as if you're going to take a class.
I'll be taking a class on music production and composition.
Composition,
yeah, right. By next week. That's on 20th of this September.
Venue?
Household of Love television, Kaduna.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, people out there, this is a privilege given to you in case any of you who want.
It's free of charge.
All right. In case any of you who want to be into music, or probably your son or your niece, whoever you have around you, you can as well link up with him. You know, he said himself that he has a handle which he has spelled it out for you. So in case you can as well follow him there. Now back to you, Mr. Damz.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything to tell your fans out there?
I love you, and I love you, my fans. Please keep supporting Mr. Damz. Please come to my inbox and ask for my account number. It's very important at this point. Thank you very much for always supporting Mr. Damz. I have a lot of music to be dropping. I have songs with K-Strings. I have songs with Steve Willis. I have a song with Solomon Langi. I have a song that are yet unreleased. So anticipate my music back to back. And I pray the Lord will bless you all in Jesus' name. Thank you for always supporting me. And thank you for always recommending me. Please, if you don't want to give me money, please recommend me. I have a potential client around you. Please recommend them to me or recommend me to them, please, so that I'll see food and eat. In case, because maybe after this podcast, I'll just say this crew, let me just give them 100,000. But since
Amen.
they have to give me, and so they'll help.
All right, Mr. Damz, sorry. This prompted me to some of the questions I needed to ask you.
Yes, sir.
From the number of the persons you feature or they feature you,
yeah.
Who among them did you enjoy his feature?
All of them.
All of them.
Because they feel very honored and then blessed for me to feature them. They feel privileged. These are people that are known worldwide. So they feel me coming to them for them to feature me, for me to feature them. They feel privileged and none of them declined. In fact, none of them even collected 1 naira from me. I know how much it costs for you to feature those people. And then I feel privileged as well to have these people in my songs. I hardly feature people in my songs. But this time around, I want to do more feature because I needed to work on myself.
Yeah.
So I don't need to bother anybody and then all of that. So this time around, I needed to involve people. So it was a rare privilege for me to, and I've never regretted working with anybody. In fact, like somebody like K-Strings. When I was I did with E Daniels and I did with K-Strings. So when I called K-Strings, Baba, we need to work on something. K-Strings, that day he said he's on his way coming because I was in Apple, I think he was in Maraba. K-Strings, let me send it. He said, no. He was, within an hour, he arrived. Same thing with Lange. Lange.
You work with Lange?
Yeah, we work. So same thing with Lange. I called him, boss, we need to do something with you. I said, why are you wasting time? Meet me at home. I just took the straight up to his house, and he was about to go out, and then he suspended his meeting for us to record, and we recorded. Aside that record, we've been working other projects, and but on my project, he left everything he was doing, and we worked so well.
Wow. You've been honored, seriously.
Yeah, I am.
People like Lengi, Castring, and I believe probably from some of his songs, maybe there might be one or two that you are the person who produced it.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
That's why I see you should give us some little money. I don't mind if we can have the touch of the previous 300 and all that, so on and so forth, Because it's a blessing having the man of God's money. It also bless your pocket and also bless those who you are giving out to.
So you believe I'm a man of God. You need to honor me.
You've been honored already. You honor your boss. So at this point, Mr. Damz, you're welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much.
And this is, like I said earlier, this is Elanza TV News Online. Mm-hmm. You can as well anytime you go to our handles and check some of this video, of which I believe like that of the Mr. Damz also. So my viewers out there, once again, I'm going to tell you, you've been privileged to meet with this humble man and the president of Mr. Damz, the CEO of
Kavulu Music Lab.
In case you have a production, like he said, if you have other people out there that you want to recommend them to him or him to them, it's a nice idea.
I produce every tribe, every tribe. I produce Igbo songs, Jabba, any tribe. Just bring Jojo for me. Just bring it.
Do you produce Indian songs?
Bring it.
I can imagine how you be producing Indian songs,
Bring it, you see wonders.
All right, once again, we've come to the end of this wonderful podcast, and I believe you must have heard a lot from the Mr. Damz himself. Now, this is a special time that I'm going to say, do well and do much as you can to go to our handles, Elanza TV News Online, and that of Mr. Damz, aka the CEO of Akavulu Music Record. Catch us on the next episode with Mr.
Damz.
Welcome to Elanza TV News Online. I'm your host, Kefas Mendes, and I'm power excited to introduce to you our program titled The Gospel Celebrity. This platform brings you up close and personal with a plethora of gospel artists, including Friday Jibo, Palm Monday, Pastor Chuck Jokes, Ben Priest, Mr. Damz, El Joe, and many more. But that's not all. We also feature gospel comedians, respected clergymen of God, and tackle pressing issues that affect our nation today. So be sure to join us regularly on Elanza TV News Online for inspiring content and insightful discussion. I'm your host, Kefas Mendes Adamu, and I look forward to connect with you on Elanza TV News Online. I still remain your host. So don't forget, we air this program every Friday by 9 p.m. This is the program that impacts you and our nation today. Be with us on Elanza TV.
Elanza TV, know it as an unfold.